4 hot, 4 not. This is a series in which I look at the 4 hottest wrestlers coming from the last PLE and the 4 not hottest, cold, if you will, coming from the last PLE. Well, we had a bunch of PLEs. Evolution, Saturday Night's Main Event. We had a banger Raw, banger SmackDown. So let's get into it. The first hottest wrestler. I wouldn't say this wrestler is red hot. Let's go up the thermometer with our hotness. We're going to start off with the least hottest of the hots, and that's going to be Charlotte Flair. Now, like I said, she's not red hot, but I will say, you ever it's like, picture this. It's July, right? Middle of July, you open the car door and you're just hit with a wave of heat. And that is how hot she is right now. Get in the car, turn on the air, roll down those windows, and get the car a-moving because you are suffocating here. And that is what, I guess that's what Charlotte's doing. She's suffocating us with her kindness. That's right. People are actually starting to enjoy Charlotte Flair, and that's insane to me because, is my mic in there? Yep, my mic was in there. And that's insane to me because it's like a couple months ago, April 19th, April 20th, she was like villain number 1. She won the Royal Rumble and everybody hated it all the way until WrestleMania, where she ended up losing, putting over Tiffany, but who cares? We still hate you, Charlotte Flair. Hate, hate, hate. That's what the only word was associated with Charlotte. And then, week by week, Alexa Bliss kind of picked away, until she got a friendship going with Charlotte Flair, and who knew? That's all we needed. Excuse me, my throat, I was sick, I've been sick, and my voice, it's been it's kind of gone, but we got the show must go on. So Alexa Bliss befriends Charlotte, they win, they get a chance to go for the tag team titles, and who knew that Charlotte just needed a friend. That's all she needed to melt that ice cold heart of hers. And now that they're friends, they're buddies, they're hanging out, people are starting to see a different side of Charlotte, and people are liking it. And that is evident by if you go to Evolution and you see that tag match. When she gets the hot tag, well, people are cheering. They are cheering for Charlotte Flair. I did not think I would ever live to see this day. I figured it would be 40 years in the future where people would say, oh, wow, she was way better than they gave her credit for. I just thought that everybody was going to hate her from now until I died. And, but no, Alexa Bliss. Maybe Alexa should be on, so honorable mention to Alexa Bliss. But yeah, Charlotte Flair, she's winning the crowd over, and it's like in the simplest gestures. All she's doing is like when Alexa Bliss and Charlotte, they came down the aisle together, it was like they were kind of playfully trying to get in front of each other to get the camera, but it was like in a way that was not like obnoxious. It was just like playful banter. And kind of like two puppies, vying for attention. And it was cool. I liked it. It was awesome. And it was subtle. And somehow, some way, well, she got probably the second to third loudest pop of the entire night, and that's pretty impressive, being that the loudest was actually Naomi and a surprise cash-in, so that's automatically going to be the loudest. So, yeah, Charlotte Flair, good for you. Let's go cold now, ice cold. Ooh, from one horsewoman to another. Bayley, dang it, I didn't want to put Bayley on this list. I am a big Bayley fan now. It took me a while to get here, I'm not gonna lie. I became a Bayley fan right around WrestleMania time, and well, that kind of plays into it. So, Bayley, she looks like she was inserted into the Intercontinental program between Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch just as a storytelling piece, just so we could prolong that feud. She was literally here just so we could get Becky and Lyra to SummerSlam, because here's Bayley's sad history right now. She had a match at WrestleMania only to be attacked in storyline by Becky Lynch. match, and we don't find out about that until like 2 days or 3 days later. But then she's replaced. She doesn't get her WrestleMania moment or paycheck. Then she's gone for a while. Becky and Lyra, they're mad at each other. They're trading the belts. She inserts herself. She allows new storytelling, new breath into this angle. And what does it lead to? A triple threat, great triple threat, just for Bayley to take the pin. So then the next night on Raw, which was, this past Raw, they have a 2 out of 3 where Lyra beats Bayley and now gets to go to fight Becky at SummerSlam. And you might think that's the right call. The veteran versus the rookie. And there's so much history, so much story there. That's fine. I'm going to be glad to see that match, and I can't wait to see that match. But the casualty of it is, well, Bayley. She gets to sit and the sidelines. She gets to sit in catering, eating some fried chicken while she gets to lose on the SummerSlam paycheck. She lost the WrestleMania paycheck to start this Becky Lyra feud, and now she gets to sit in catering again, losing the SummerSlam paycheck while that feud ends. And that sucks for Bayley, because where does she go from here? I mean, there might be a heel turn. I mean, for all I know, on Monday, she completely crashes out. There's a heel turn, and it all works out in her favor. But as it stands right this second, cold. Maybe not ice cold, but like, it's the middle of October, and you go into a outside pool. That's how cold it is right now. And not one of those Octobers that were like really hot. No, not an Indian summer October, but like, the leaves have already fallen and it's kind of cold out, in the morning. You wake up with a sore throat. One nostril is you can't breathe out of one nostril. That's the kind of cold that pool is, and that is where Bayley is doing some laps in right now. Red hot right now is the $1 million belt, literally worth $1 million hairs, and it could be yours. That is right. You could win this belt. Do you know the story behind the belt? When the $1 Million Man couldn't win a belt or even buy the belt off of Andre the Giant, well, he was like, you know what? I'll just make my own belt. And that is where the $1 Million belt comes from, and you can get it. And unlike the $1 Million Man, you could actually win this belt and not have to buy it. All you got to do is comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification. Ding, ding, ding. I'm trying to quit the day job, so help me out, please, and become a member of the Chop Nation, where you can actually disagree with me and I won't crash out on you. This is a community in which we're all allowed an opinion as long as we're nice to one another. Now we go to the ring general. He is hot. It's rare for a villain to go into a feud and say, I'm going to bully you. I'm going to embarrass you. I'm going to mop the floor with you. And then I will retire you and I will laugh at you. And then he goes to the match. Not only does he do everything he just said, but then he makes fun of the guy's kid as well. And bonus points for this channel, because Gunther, I love you, man, because I was so afraid that his opponent at Saturday night's main event was going to win the title and I would be forced to put him on the hot list, and I don't have to. That opponent being my arch nemesis, Goldberg, and I never have to see Goldberg again because of Gunther. Oh man, Gunther. You will forever have a special place in the Chop Hall of Fame. You are red hot, my friend. You have defeated Gunther, and like, all jokes aside, all my actual hatred for Goldberg aside, it's like he gets to say that forever, no matter what happens. Now, he can literally say, I retired Goldberg, and he did. He should, honestly, he should steal the who's next line. Who's next? You're next. He should totally steal that. Gunther, his aura has gone up, and now looks like actually has a proper opponent at SummerSlam. It seems that Gunther, like his like when he won the world title, I don't know, he's fought some big guys like Randy Orton, Jey Uso about 53 times, and Damian Priest, who like totally destroyed him for a little bit, but let's just forget that Damian Priest feud. He had some good opponents, but just never really felt like, I don't know, world championship material. And now he's going up against CM Punk at SummerSlam. That is a marquee match. That is a match that could actually main event night one. We shall see. But yeah, Gunther, red hot right now with the World Championship, which is a good turnaround from WrestleMania. So good job, Gunther. Thank you for closing that Goldberg chapter on all of wrestling. Next cold is, this one sucks too. LA Knight. Yeah, more like LA Knight. Nope. Man. LA Knight, he was there. He was in the main event, feuding with the big faction, Seth Rollins and the Brawns, Paul Heyman. He was there. He was opening up Raw. He was opening up SmackDown. And then he lost as the second guy in the gauntlet to Bron Breakker. Pretty much fair and square. I mean, I guess his ribs were kind of hurting him, but I don't know. That's never stopped Sami Zayn. Man, what are we doing with the guy? Now, I will say this. Seth Rollins got injured at Saturday night's main event, and for the record, Seth will not be on this list, cold or hot, because, well, you know, you can't help an injury, so it's not fair to put someone on a list about, you know, how they're writing you if you're injured and they can't write you. So he's just not on this list. Although I did see a funny meme. I saw a funny meme, and it's a little dark humor, but it was like, Seth Rollins is out with a knee injury, but when I was a kid, Zach Gowen was fighting Brock Lesnar on one leg. So yeah, that's a deep cut for you. Maybe not that deep of a cut, maybe a medium cut. But anyways, so Seth Rollins won't be on this list. We got, but LA Knight is because LA Knight, he won at Saturday night's main event. But I heard the original story was he was going to lose. Okay, so if he would have lost, what would have happened? Because no matter what happened here, win, lose, or draw, Roman Reigns was returning on Monday. Maybe he would have even turned on Saturday night's main event, but let's just say he was going to return on Monday. So, like, what would LA Knight have done? Period. I don't think Seth's injury really makes a difference to LA Knight's push. And I think LA Knight might have just been here, just holding the fort down while we waited for SummerSlam to draw closer so we could actually use one of our Roman Pokeballs, because we only have like so many of those appearances, you know. I choose you, Roman, OT1, and it's like, so LA Knight's like, what are we doing with the guy? What are we doing with the guy now? And let's just pretend there was something. But now it's evident that there is nothing. He literally lost as the second guy in a gauntlet match to showcase Bron Breakker. And that sucks. Now, Bron Breakker, spoiler alert, he's my next hot guy. But like for LA Knight though, it sucks. For Bron Breakker, it's amazing and awesome, but for LA Knight, it sucks. It just sucks. And it's like, why are we stopping this push? This guy's been popular for 3 years. He has a shelf life. Oh, he's selling merchandise. Don't worry about it. Yes, I know he makes, like, if I got 1 month worth of LA Knight's paychecks, I could quit my day job, I'm sure. But that said, okay, so what? The guy wants to be the guy, and the fans want him to be the guy as well. And it was refreshing to see someone new in the main event, and yet now he's losing second in the gauntlet match. He's an afterthought. It don't matter. He was literally there just as a placeholder for Roman Reigns. And that that, my friend, it sucks. So maybe he can go fight Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu so he can be a third-time U.S. champion. I don't know. But I bet Triple H just heard me say that and was like, whoa, that's a brilliant idea. No, Triple H, I was being facetious. All right, so let's go to the part-timers. Part-timers, I don't put on hot or cold list because instantly when they return, they're usually hot. And, for example, Roman Reigns, he returned on Monday. Like, all he had to do was show up at the tail, like, 2 minutes, and everybody was like, that Raw is a 10 out of 10. And it's like, it wasn't a 10 out of 10. It was a decent Raw, but it wasn't a 10 out of 10. But Roman showing up made it a 10 out of 10. Roman is red hot. He's come back for revenge. Now, it sucks that he can't get the revenge on Seth Rollins, but they're making do. Looks like he's going after Bron Breakker or Bronson Reed to get at Paul Heyman. And so just Roman showing up, getting that loud pop. He even has a belt. They made a tribal chief belt with Roman's face on it. It looks ridiculous. I kind of want it because I love really ugly merchandise. And I'm not saying that Roman Reigns is ugly. I'm not saying Roman Reigns is ugly. Me and Cody Rhodes, we think he's a very handsome gentleman. But, and that's on record, Cody. Go watch his podcast with his wife. But man, I go off on these tangents. But no, for real, that is an ugly belt. But what is not ugly is the amount of money he's about to bring in. Actually, it is ugly. He's about to bring in an ugly amount of money into TKO's coffers because they threw the Roman Pokeball out, and now he's appearing at SummerSlam. Whether it's going to be 1-on-1 with Bron Breakker or 2-on-2, him and Jey Uso versus the Bronze, it's yet to be seen, but it don't matter. It don't matter. People just, they hear that music and they see Roman Reigns, they're going crazy. They're like, oh, everything is saved. WWE is saved. And that's that. John Cena. John Cena's our next part-timer. I'm going to say he's cold. He's cold, but, or maybe he's nothing. Maybe he's just like totally flat, lukewarm, because it's like, we kind of know the deal. It was kind of cool when we were getting John Cena all the time, but he already said that he would only be like really appearing once or twice before SummerSlam. So I guess that just makes him cold because, I don't know, it's a little shady that we don't get to see more of John Cena, but then again, we already kind of knew the deal, and we get to see John and Cody have another face-off. I'm not really looking forward to it. Hopefully they have a couple like tricks up their sleeve, and but yeah, John's cold until we see him again. Logan Paul's part-timer. I guess Logan Paul's more hot than anything. He's more hot than anything. He's not as hot as Charlotte Flair, but he's got himself in a program with Jelly Roll. For Logan Paul, that's a good program for him to be in. For Drew and Randy, it's not. We'll talk about that in a second. But for Logan Paul, it is great because it's a huge music star, and he gets to go on his podcast. Those two can have a war of words on social media. They can have a whole feud away from WWE, and it just makes Logan Paul seem more, I don't know, valuable to whatever agencies that vie for Logan Paul's attention. I will say it was funny though when he called out Jelly Roll for being a part-timer, and that we don't need these kind of celebrity appearances, which is, obviously it's him, that like those are the criticisms that he has received that he has just put onto Jelly Roll. So that was funny. But yeah, so for Logan Paul, he's hot, but for the people that he's teaming up with, they're cold. So let's go to our third cold list, and it's a tie with Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. These two don't need to be feuding with celebrities. Their feud could be standalone. Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre don't need that Jelly Roll rub. Never thought I would say that again. But like Carmelo Hayes could use it. The Miz could use it. I firmly believe we should have put Jelly Roll with The Miz and Logan Paul with Carmelo Hayes. And Logan Paul and Miz already have a history. Carmelo Hayes and The Miz, they have a history, and we could have just played off it. We could have played off it, and Carmelo Hayes could have got a big time moment, a big time paycheck, and then we could have had Randy and Drew off somewhere else. Like, it doesn't make sense for Drew's character to be teaming up with Logan Paul. Whatever you feel about Logan Paul, his character, the way it's been presented, Drew McIntyre would not like Logan Paul in kayfabe, in the world of WWE. And also in the world of WWE, there's no reason for Randy Orton to be so in love with Jelly Roll. I've never seen him this infatuated with someone. He didn't even like Triple H or Ric Flair this much when he was in Evolution. Like, why is he best friends with Jelly Roll all of a sudden? It just doesn't make sense. It's forced. It's too forced. I don't want Jelly Roll to be a part of SummerSlam regardless, but if he had to be here, there were better options, and it brings down Randy and Drew, so they're on the cold list. We'll go now to the hot list, and let's go Naomi. Naomi, red hot. She's probably the hottest, actually. I should have probably saved her for last, but I already started talking, so we might as well go on. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, they are having a 5-star match, not even in the Tokyo Dome, and it is a banger for sure. And then suddenly Naomi steals the conversation. She cashes in, and then she goes to Raw, and I'll tell you what, it was a breath of fresh air seeing the women's world title opening the show, because, through no fault of Io Sky's own, she was never present. She was never allowed to showcase her abilities on Raw since winning WrestleMania. And so seeing Naomi did it was just so cool, so fresh. But then Rhea and Io, they come out and they're like, "Oh, you ruined our match." And Naomi is just so funny, so good on the mic. She's like, "Get to the back of the line. I don't even understand what you're saying to me, Io." It was just so good. It was so good. And it was nice for a championship match to have some heat, for the characters to not like each other, because all I get nowadays is respect, respect, respect. I respect you. Literally, Rhea said, "I respect you" in the middle of her match with Io Sky on the other night. And it was a great match, but come on, Jeez Louise. But Naomi respects nothing but herself, and I love that. Naomi is I've been praising Naomi for a while now, and I'm going to continue to sing those praises. I'm so happy that she is champion, and I just hope and pray that this is not just a 2-month thing and we're just waiting for SummerSlam or Stephanie Fakir to win the title. I hope maybe that was the plan, but I hope they change it now that we see how good Naomi is. This character right here, you got something special. She is red freaking hot. Biggest pop of the night, and I don't blame that audience. So Naomi, hot. Cold, our final cold character is, I already said Drew and Randy, so technically I could just say that, they're 3 and 4, but you know what, let me just throw Austin Theory. I'll throw Austin Theory on this list, because I guess him and Grayson Waller broke up, because Grayson Waller is now teaming up with the New Day, and even that's kind of weird, because we didn't explain it, but fine, whatever. But no mention of Austin Theory. Can we at least, we didn't even break them up? What happened? If there's an injury, can we just say something? Is he just gone? What happened? So I'm just gonna put Austin Theory on this list, but because there's just no mention, and Grayson Waller is suddenly over there. Wait, what? For real? Okay, so hot, red hot. Let's go to our 4th hot character, and that's Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker is just he's on fire. He's on fire. Everybody sees it. If they didn't, when he speared Carlito to in half, that's when we all saw it. It's we no doubt he's the future. And while it sucks that Seth Rollins got injured, I am going to say that sometimes an injury and something bad happens in WWE opens up a spot for someone else. And while nobody wants anybody to ever get injured, you can take advantage of the situation. Liv Morgan last year when Rhea Ripley got injured, well, that opened up a spot for Liv Morgan to take over the women's division. When Liv Morgan this year got injured, it opened up a spot for Raquel Rodriguez to sneak into the Judgment Day. Heck, when Stone Cold Steve Austin hurt his neck, it allowed The Rock to become the face of the company. So, right now, Seth Rollins, he's injured, and looky, we have Bron Breakker mowing through the entire main event division. Penta, LA Knight, Jey Uso, and then has a banger of an encounter with CM Punk, and then Roman Reigns of all people targets him. Like, win, lose, or draw, just having a match with Roman Reigns is like, it's like a kingmaker. Roman Reigns is a kingmaker, and for him to say, you know what, I got about 10 matches left in my career, and I'm going to choose you to be one of them, like, that's a huge freaking deal. So no matter what happens, Bron Breakker, by the end of Raw, well, like, he's hot. He's so hot. He's about to have a match with Roman freaking Reigns, the OTC 1, 2, 3, whatever he is right now. Like, that's huge. That's huge for Bron Breakker. And for a minute, it was like he was just a guy in a suit. Now he's at the forefront of this whole the faction, everything. And they had to pivot, which sucks for Seth Rollins, but good things for Bron Breakker. And those are your 4 hot, 4 not. Let me know if you have anybody that you think should be on this list down below in the comment section. And as always, you, my friends, boys and girls, you're red freaking hot. Have a good day.